back. So this week we're getting into the Fender again. I spent a few hours on it, doing some welding and kind of getting things shored up, and also smoothing out some of the parts that we just had on there temporarily. So there's probably only one more after this of the fab work to go, and then we're going to be getting into doing some of the Bondo and getting it ready for paint. It's been insanely busy and looks like it's going to continue to be busy all the way through the end of the year here. So I'm jumping on this as much as I can and getting to film, of that what I can as well. So I hope everyone's doing well, and let's get into it. So I had a bit of a change of mind with this base pan. There's two mounting nuts here that need access. So I'm actually going to cut this pan short, so there'll be a gap here so you can get a socket in when you're mounting it or disassembling it. But then obviously when a seat pan comes up and over, it's going to cover that hole. There's going to be a cover so crap from the wheel doesn't end up just going straight into the oil tank. I think that's going to be the sort of smartest way to go about it, rather than having to take off the wheel to get to these nuts. Yeah, it just seems like the smarter thing to do. We're gonna tack this in today. I've already cleaned up the inside of there just for a tack, and now I'm gonna mark out the curvature in here so that I can come in and take away some of that surface rust and get to tacking it all together. Yeah, and I think things are gonna start looking like a Fender. So we're going to clean up these just so they're presentable. Top. Okay, cool. these little side plates have cooled down enough where we can pop them on. Straight in there. Booyah. Something I don't think I've explained either is that I put a thread in the base of this one so we don't have to have a nut on the inside where the tire is, and these are 10mm thick, I'm pretty sure, so there's 5 thread through there. It's actually quite a bit. I'm so glad I caught this as being an issue before welding everything up and then realizing I had to go from the underside to tighten these, because that would have been a pain in the ass. The joy of doing a project like this is constantly taking everything on and off again to make sure it's actually going to line up. Oh. Okay. Cool, that all feels really solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some weld here and on the other side here as well, and that's going to ensure that this all repeats every time it comes on and off. Probably better than I expected, realistically. Very cool. This is going to be the final fit up for today, and that's feeling pretty damn good. So next time we're going to focus on getting this piece here shaped all the way up like that, so that we can get the tail light mounted in there, and also the plate mount. I'm sure you can get the general gist. And then my plan is to weld this into place with the new piece behind that'll go straight up. So this is like an eyebrow over the top of the tail light there. And then I want to mold in this section so it won't stick out the side just like this, kind of looking kind of cheap. I think maybe what I'll do is I'll make a little steel piece that'll come up, so it'll sort of follow this same sort of shape, and then do some Bondo work to get that all smooth and in there. Alright, so that's going to be it this week. Pretty stoked with how it's all coming along. Really feels like a few more shaping sections, and then it's just going to be a bunch of welding, and then preparing for Bondo and smoothing and whatever else from there. So I want to make mention of a few things. There's 2 chopper shows coming up, Northwest or Bust, which is on the 26th of November. That's going to be a traditional style show in Mildura, Victoria. Get along to that if you can. It's going to be a pretty cool congregation of rad bikes in a pretty damn cool spot of the world, so go check it out. They're also going to be raffling off a pan shovel for first prize. They're also going to have other prizes, including a $500 prize pack from Small Batch, so definitely check that out. It's going to be super cool. After that, there's Chopped, which is December 2nd through the 4th. Most of you are probably going to know about that, but it's a camp out style long weekend with dirt drags and choppers and cars and everything under the sun. And mainly that Mitch Bailey is also going to have a traditional chopper display as well within the Chopped confines. So My bike's going to be there. A bunch of other really cool bikes and builds are going to be on show there, so make sure you check that out for sure. I'd also like to make mention, our good friend Mr. Hypnic Jerk sent us this down today, this license plate bracket to help with the Fender build. Appreciate it, thank you. And I also had a visitor today, Mr. Rathead, dropped in and gave me this very cool shirt. He may still have some, so I'll leave his Instagram below and feel free to hassle him to see if he's got any more. In terms of next week, not sure how much time I'm going to be able to get on the Fender, but let's just see how we go. I'm going to try and carve out a little bit of time. So, we'll see you then.